So I have a weird video idea today, and I don't know how this is going to go, but as always, that makes these videos so freaking amazing. So how we're doing this is we're going to sim every year of this franchise, but I'm going to keep the same draft class. That's right. So we're going to be simming and adding, obviously going throughout the year, seeing who wins and loses. But I'm going to keep making the draft class the 2024 draft class. So eventually we're going to get to a point where we have like 10 Caleb Williams in the NFL. So I don't know how this is going to go. If eventually every team is going to have their own Caleb Williams, or maybe like one team will start stockpiling Caleb Williams. We have seen that in the past with whenever I do draft classes where you have like multiple great quarterbacks. They end up just stockpiling the quarterbacks, like they're hoarding the quarterbacks from everybody else. So I kind of wonder if that's going to start happening or if we're going to start seeing some other crap. So first year done with. Obviously, that's not really the most important thing here. The most important thing here is the draft. So this is what the Super Bowl ended up being. By the way, Cowboys versus Bengals. Kind of an interesting Super Bowl, to be honest. But let's just go ahead and see how this ends up shaking out. And then we're going right to the draft, because nothing matters outside of the actual NFL draft. Bengals won, though. Nice. I needed that after today's opening day for the Cincinnati Reds and how that turned out. Man, can I tell you, I'm still in pain for how that turned out. All right, so let's simulate the draft, and then we're going to look at the recap to see who went where. Because, again, keep in mind, this is the same draft as last year. So we're just doing the same draft again. So this time, Rome Tuesday goes to the Browns. Interesting. Marvin Harrison goes round 1. It's almost like to a point where it's like kind of like a redraft type of concept where we're redrafting the same exact from last year. But Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison 1A, 1B. Joe Alt, Caleb Williams, Latu, Jaden Daniels to the Raiders. Okay. That's also the other thing. We're also going to get like 10 different variants of Jaden Daniels. Eventually, is there going to be a point where a quarterback isn't selected inside the top 10, right? Because like eventually every quarterback needy team, every needy team that needs a quarterback gets a quarterback. The Browns go Bo Nix in the second round. That's kind of low-key a steal. They got Rome Duze and Bo Nix. JJ McCarthy to the Jets is kind of insane. Michael Penix to the Giants. Like, eventually, no one's going to take a quarterback. And eventually, we're going to see Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels as, like, backups. Backups of backups of backups. And also, we're going to have an issue finding out who is the real players and who's the fake players. So, again, these are all ideas I had in my head today while I was live streaming the Reds game. I said, hey, what if Eric Hall goes to the Eagles? Oh, that's so painful. I miss Eric Hall. He's out for another season because of an injury. So he had injuries in college and now he has injuries in the NFL. So it is what it is. All right, so let's just go right into the season. Let's see how these guys end up doing. I'm going to take a wild guess and say neither of the two Caleb Williams will make the playoffs in this franchise. Neither one will make it. I think the Rams took Caleb Williams, I believe. So that might be a little crazy, actually, because the Rams usually do make the playoffs. But it's literally a carbon copy of the actual Caleb Williams and carbon copy of all the rookies in the actual situations here. But let's see. And also, a little side note, let me stop this real fast. And I'm going to choose my draft class. I'm going to go down to the very bottom here. And I'm going to choose 2024. Yeah, we're making this broken. We're breaking the game one day at a time, boys. Well, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions of the face cam. Bring face cam to Madden again. I don't know. There was a long period of time where I did face cam every single video. I stopped for whatever reason, but they really started Deshaun Watson over Bo Nix. I stopped it for whatever reason, and I just stopped it for a long time. So we're bringing it back. You know, I'm bringing sexy back. Okay, Caleb Williams, OG variant, 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Caleb Williams, Rams variant, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 3,700 yards. In a way, it actually is kind of funny because it's almost to a point where it's like, even though it's the same exact guy, it's like if he's on a different team in a different system, how well would that player do? This is kind of showing that. So like Jaden Daniels with the Raiders, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. With the Commanders, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. So kind of interesting how that works out. And obviously we did not see Drake May. Wow, we did a lot worse with the Seahawks than he did with the Patriots. Oh yeah, JJ McCarthy's kind of on both teams now. We did a lot better with the the Vikings than the Jets. Oh, Michael Penix didn't really start, so that didn't really change anything. And then Caleb Williams, obviously, we already know about that. Who's the best running back from this last draft? Who is actually going to be good in Madden? That's crazy when Josh Allen's on the board there. All right. And then like Roman Duze, I don't think any of the rookies are going to do anything crazy special. Yeah, no, we're not seeing that here, boys. All right. And then draft players. Nah. All right. Well, we're going to follow the quarterbacks majority. I don't know if all the other players are going to hit as much as the quarterbacks. Because if you remember this last draft, the big thing about it was that there was no defensive players taken to like pick 16 by the Colts. I believe, right? Wasn't this last draft? See, now I'm completely forgetting. I might be thinking about the draft before that. Hold up. Nope, I was right. Wait, was I? I think I was right? This guy went to Latu Yeah, he was the first defensive player that was taken like pick 15 to the Colts. So there was like no defensive players before that. So that might also be a thing. And also we have back-to-back Super Bowls for the Bengals. So apparently Joe Burrow is just cooking right now. And he won back-to-back Super Bowls. So how did Xavier Worthy end up on the Bengals? I don't even ask questions at this point. So let's invite to the draft. That's the most important part here is the NFL draft. How did we get back-to-back? Bro. No, I'm not questioning it. I'm just accepting it. All right, so who needs a quarterback? Chop Robinson goes to the Brownies. Okay. Joe Watt, first overall pick. Oh, we're seeing our first crazy thing. The first quarterback off the board is Caleb Williams at pick 11 to the Chargers. The Chargers got Justin Herbert. The second quarterback off the board is Jaden Daniels to the Giants. They took Michael Penix last year. Then we got Drake May at pick 20. We got... Hold up. JJ McCarthy, second round. Okay, so a little bit of a interesting flow here. Bo Nix now is a third round pick to the Steelers. So again, their quarterback needy teams are starting to drop because again, these quarterbacks are actually successful in Madden, and also they're kind of all joining the teams that are quarterback needy. So now you can get a pretty good quarterback later on in the draft and not to worry. Now, eventually, again, like I said, we're going to get to a point where there's not even a quarterback taken in the first round. And then there's going to be teams like the Giants who took Bo Nix and also, not Bo Nix, they took Michael Penix last year, and now they take this year another quarterback. So we're not going to ask questions about the Giants. We're just going to accept the Giants of who they are and what they are as a team. Take that for whatever you want to take that as. Let's also stop this real fast. And the Browns are still 4-9. How are this probably because they're still starting Deshaun Watson. They're still trying to go the Deshaun Watson technique. And as they would say, there's not many happy endings at the end of this rainbow. All right, let's send to the playoffs. Here we go. So the Brownies are in a perfect world where they can just constantly get the best quarterback possible. They still sought Deshaun Watson. For whatever reason, they just still start that man. All right, so I think what we care about the majority here is the Jaden Daniels experience. Because the Giants' Jaden Daniels is not the move. 17 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Jaden Daniels with the Commanders actually really didn't do that good. With the Raiders, he's actually doing the best. Ironically enough, he's actually doing the best with the Raiders. The Drake May experience is going well with the Saints. And not going too well with the Seahawks. And then Patriots, Drake May is okay. He's average. The JJ McCarthy experience, well, he's not getting a start with the Bucks. Could they have Baker Mayfield? Which again, you have a starting quarterback, yet you draft another quarterback. The situation really good with the Vikings. The OG one is actually doing a pretty good job. Where's the third Bo Nix? What? Where is the third Bo Nix? There's only two. Where's the third Caleb Williams? Oh, you know what that probably means? It probably means that, I would guess that the reason why they're not on there is because they haven't thrown any, and they haven't thrown the ball. Maybe they're backups of backups. Yep. Chargers did not play Caleb because he is the second string to Justin Herbert. So that's why. So he never got a chance to be great. He never got a chance to get on the field. But I guess they do have the quarterback of the future currently on the roster at this moment in time. For whatever reason, they got the guy in the future. Why are we still not seeing any rookies stacking up, like, on this thing? Like, bro, do better. Do better. Although, wait, wasn't Xavier Worthy like... He is! Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay. Oh, my lordy. All right, I was wondering that for a second. I don't know how the Browns still suck. Wait, how many Caleb? Okay, so far, JJ McCarthy, OG JJ, and OG Caleb is in the MVP race. We're still there right now. What's the Super Bowl? Who is in the Super Bowl? The Bengals won the last two in this franchise. So, Chiefs, Cowboys. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Chiefs haven't won one in a while, and they win one. So, looks like the Cowboys take the L yet again. Shout out to the Cowboys. All right, so now we're getting into our next draft, which, I'm sure there's going to be a quarterback. So what? We had a pick 11 was our first quarterback off the board last draft. Pick 11. So will it beat pick 11 is the question. And my guess is absolutely yes. Okay. Browns didn't take a quarterback, even though they need one. Caleb Williams is pick 1 to the Titans. And this time, the second quarterback off the board is Joe Milton, pick 8. So Caleb goes to the Titans. The second quarterback is the Patriots going Joe Milton, which they obviously have in real life. The third quarterback off the board. Hold up. The third quarterback off the board is Jaden Daniels, second round pick 3. Then it's going to be pick 7 in the second round for Drake May. JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, round 4. And then we have our other situations here. And I'm just going to kind of go through these real fast, as this is kind of getting a little insanely crazy. I cannot wait to see the whole entire league filled up with this draft class. At some point, you have to, you know? At some point, everyone's going to have a Caleb Williams, a Bo Nix, or, you know, it's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. Eventually, everyone has every single player. And it just get to a point where they're not even special. All right, so the Cleveland Brownies still have not taken a quarterback. Well, no, they did. But they won't start the quarterback they took. So they're get a quarterback, but they won't start the said quarterback they selected. Cleveland, you do it to yourself. I hope you know that. You do it to yourself. You can't blame anyone but yourself at this point. Let me do the draft class thing. All right, so choose draft class. Let's go down to 2024. Oh lordy. We haven't seen too many teams like crazy stockpiling Caleb Williams yet, or stockpiling quarterbacks yet. But it's going to eventually happen. I mean, there's just it gets to a point where everyone has a quarterback. What do you do when everyone's a franchise quarterback? You kind of just give up. Or you're the Browns and you still start Deshaun Watson because you think that's the move. 9-8. Brownies actually went pretty good. They started Bo Nix. They finally benched Deshaun Watson, and that was their best record they had so far. All right, lordy. We got 4 Jaden Daniels in the NFL. We got our Drake May experience. Only 3 JJ McCarthys who are actually starting. Only 2 Bo Nix who are actually starting. That's so crazy. And 3 Caleb Williams who are starting. So again, not every single one of these guys are going to start. But yeah. The express train is here. Okay, where am I at? Yards. We still don't see these, like, I mean, Blake Corum is a rookie, but still nothing crazy. Michael Wilson. Yeah, no, I really expected some of these guys to join, like, you know, to be up on high on the list. Rashee Rice. I don't know. I expected some. Roman Duze's on there, but still. Actually, you know what I haven't looked at? I wasn't looking at it a lot. Was defense. Let's look at defense. Hold up. Because defense, I didn't expect anyone to jump up there. But the thing is now, right? Over the years, these players are going to be superstar X Factors. They're going to be crazy good players. So they're going to start jumping up, like getting higher overalls, right? They're going to start like increasing overalls very quickly. So they're going to start becoming the best players and putting up even crazier stats for that reason. But so far, no one is jumping up yet. And we're already 4 years, but keep in mind, 4 years, that's your rookie contract, right? So once you get 4 years in the league, you're in your rookie contract. Things are going to start, you know, you're going to have to either sign the guy or let the guy go. Chop Robinson's in 93 already. So he's already, you know, kicking it. The Jets, JJ McCarthy's a 92. And that's not OG JJ, obviously. The Titans, Caleb Williams, they just took, is already a 91. Oh my lordy. I think I created a monster, boys. I think I actually created a monster. Okay. We're just going to keep rocking with this, okay? That's the point of this video. It's just to keep rocking and rolling and see how much chaos we can create. We got the Chiefs and the Rams in the Super Bowl. That's enough chaos for the next one. Caleb Williams won Super Bowl MVP for the Rams. We have our first Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl winning team based on Caleb Williams. And that's the new variant. That's not the variant that was already in the league. That's the variant that we created through a technology in a lab. We just created a Super Bowl champion. Who else can say that? Nobody. All right. See how this goes. Last year, the first pick overall was a quarterback. Right? First pick overall was a quarterback in the last draft. The year before that, it was the 11th overall pick was the first quarterback off the board. The Broncos go Caleb Williams first pick. Jaden Daniels goes to the Giants. Okay. That is so weird. Oh my lordy. Drake May and Bo Nix back to back. Okay, so here's the problem, okay? Here's the problem. Some of these that one's funny. That one's funny. The problem is, you know how fast these guys are like leveling up, right? They're going to up to a 90 overall after one season. Well, they're going to want a lot of money. And once their contract's over with, then they leave because the team doesn't want to pay them. Well, the problem is once they leave because the team doesn't want to pay them, well, the team needs a quarterback, right? They need to draft a new quarterback. So that's what might be happening right now. Teams are like, hey, every year the draft class is amazing for quarterbacks. So who cares? We'll just let our guy go after 4 years. Maybe pick up a 5th-year option if you want to. But there's no reason not to just let him go. We can just draft another guy who's literally the carbon copy of him, right? So that might be the issue I'm finding myself in. I thought eventually every team would have a quarterback, but they don't because they're just going to let their quarterbacks go. And eventually we're going to see free agency become a cesspool of startable quarterbacks that really nobody wanted. And they're going to start to slowly digress. We are, you know what I'm creating? And I'm just realizing this now. I'm creating a situation where it's like, once you get to a certain age, you're no longer useful. Once you get to a certain age in this franchise here, you no longer have any use to the league. Because the league's like, hey, we don't want you anymore. We literally have carbon copies of you in the draft. Why would we want you on this team? The Browns just benched Bo Nix to start Michael Penix and did worse. Okay. This is this is a thing, bro. This is a thing. We are now at a point where every team we're gonna go through the rosters in a second, but we're now at a point where every single team is gonna have at least, because again, once they hit free agency, it's gonna happen as well. You know, once you hit free, Caleb Williams is the second leading scorer. Oh, I just realized that too. These stats are gonna start getting insanely crazy. What I was gonna say is Rome Duze is now in every single stat there. Is eventually what we're going to see is every team is going to have themselves a Caleb Williams. But again, slowly but surely we'll get there. The Browns went 5-12, by the way. All right, so what I want to see here is, let's start at the top, okay? Bears, they have Caleb Williams. They have Joe Milton, right? Cool. Bengals, okay. Wow, Bills do not. Yeah, they have both quarterbacks. Both. Okay, only JJ, Drake May, and Michael Penix on the same team. Caleb Williams and Joe Milton. Okay, so any team. Okay, the Colts are definitely about to take a quarterback. They don't need one, and the Madden algorithm will tell them not to take one, but they're definitely going to take one. Michael Penix and Michael Penix. Talk about having to look over your shoulder and see your replacement as Jaden Daniels and Jaden Daniels are on the same roster. That's beautiful. The Lions, surprisingly enough, only got Jaden Daniels. So the Packers didn't even join the sweepstakes yet. Neither did the Panthers. If the Panthers don't take a quarterback in his franchises next year, I'll be heavily surprised. The Ravens haven't yet. Seahawks have. The Steelers only took Bo Nix, and that's it. They're still trying to go with the Justin Fields experience. And same thing with the Texans have not done it yet as well. That's actually really heavily surprising. All right, so let's just see how the Super Bowl goes and how this next NFL draft goes, because I'm going to take a wild guess that this ends up being another crazy thing. Bears versus Ravens Super Bowl. 1 versus 2 seeds. Sorry, I would keep moving around. My back is like spasms. You know, I'm a larger dude. You know, I'm a fat dude. So we have spasms in our back, and I don't know why I'm moving around so much. All right, Sim NFL draft. I'm going to guess first quarterback off the board is pick number 1 to the Panthers. But I don't know if the Panthers have the first pick. Browns took Jaden Daniels, pick 2. All right, so that's where we get. Caleb Williams is pick 1, pick 2. And then we have Drake May to the Seahawks. Okay, see, now we're in a point where these quarterbacks are just getting selected like nothing. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, you want a franchise quarterback? Don't worry. You'll get one. Second, third round. You don't need to. Like, it's a dime a dozen. Being a franchise quarterback means absolutely nothing anymore. Who was the next quarterback off the board? Bo Nix in the 4th round. Michael Penix in the 4th round. Ray Davis, the 24-year-old running back there, getting taken a little bit later on. All right. Lordy. Yeah, let's just go to the playoffs. Let's just keep doing it. I'm all for the idea to keep doing this and seeing how crazy this is going to get, because, again, like I said, I'm having very, very strong ideas that this is going to get even crazier than we are now. We're about to make this situation insane. So let's just go ahead and import local file. Let's go down to 2024 and let's bring the Caleb Williams sweepstakes back into town, because this is this is what we're doing, boys. This is the day. This is what today's vibe is. The Caleb Williams sweepstakes forever and ever and ever, until we eventually quit and we can't stand it anymore. All right, let's see. This is going to be stats. This is going to be Michael Penix is a starter for the Browns, even though that's not going to work out. Okay, Caleb Williams is the OG Caleb is the best quarterback in the league. That's kind of insane, to be honest. Okay. You know, at least it's not flooded yet. That's what I will say. It's not flooded yet with the same players over and over again, at least for other positions. And Latu is our first, like, actual rookie that's on the list there. All right, so we got 2 Caleb Williams on the list. We got 1 Drake May. We do got we got JJ McCarthy, who is the OG JJ, which I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to say that for. Because eventually we even know, like, yes, it might be like, oh, that's a Viking JJ McCarthy. He might have left and they might have gotten another JJ. You know, like, this might be a factor of like, hey, that's another JJ McCarthy you're talking about. And also, a little side note. Yeah. Bucks won a Super Bowl. That would be an interesting Super Bowl, though. That right there would be very interesting. All right, so Blake Corum is a 98 overall running back for the Ravens. I mean, so far, other than Blake Corum, which Caleb Williams Titans variant is 95 overall. Outside of that main guy, 95, 94. Okay. And then the Blake Corum. Oh, I thought it was another Blake Corum. I'm about to say, we're about to have like the Blake Corum Express here. Just a bunch of Blake Corums. And Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Seahawks. That would have actually probably worked out very well. Especially if every single player, I mean, every single team had a franchise quarterback. At what point do we just kick out the rest of the franchise? We just kick out the rest of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. You know what? Let's just kick out every quarterback except for the quarterbacks that are the point of this video. We don't need Joe Burrow. We don't need all these guys. We got the rookies. Caleb Williams, first pick overall by the Browns. Oh, okay. I thought this, bro, quarterbacks aren't even special anymore. You're still taking quarterbacks top 5, top 10. Even though at this point, they just don't need them. At this point, you just don't need a quarterback. Like, getting a quarterback at this point is a dime a dozen. Like, bruh. There is no situation where you need a quarterback at this point. But they're still taking quarterbacks. Blake Corum went to the Jets this time. So he's on the Jets at this point. I wonder how long. Again. I mean, like, there's certain players that would never be replaced, right? Like, Joe Burrow's never going to get replaced. Josh Allen's never going to get replaced. Patrick Mahomes will never get replaced, right? Unless they retire or maybe their contract comes up, they're not going to get replaced. So they're just going to constantly, I mean, their team might draft a quarterback because it's like, hey, listen, why not? You know, nobody wants this guy. Might as well draft him. But, like, there's got to be a situation where, you know, I want to see one of those guys, one of the big quarterbacks, fall to my laboratory experiences or experiments that I call the 2024 draft class. I want to watch chaos. There's a movie quote where it says, some people like to watch a wood burn. I like to let my lab experiments go wild. And that's what's happening, boys. This is the day after tomorrow in Madden. You know, it's all up here. It's all up here. That's what I've got to say. That's all I got to say at this point. The Browns went 6-11, even though they keep taking new quarterbacks. But they're not. Wait, they did actually start Caleb Williams. Eventually, the Browns gave up on Deshaun Watson, and they just went with the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Gotta love to see it. But I mean, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he put up 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But it's like, every quarterback's good, man. It's not a big deal that you put up crazy numbers. Like, bro, who cares? Every quarterback puts up crazy numbers now in this franchise. Like, putting up crazy numbers means jack diddly crap. How about the MVP award? Is it flooded? Okay, there's only 2 Caleb Williams on the board, though. And you still got Jalen Hurts. You still got Josh Allen. You still got Lamar Jackson. You still got the alphas that's still there, right? I need them to get replaced. All right, let's see. Playoff. Cowboys versus Patriots. Okay. And at this point, if there isn't a Caleb Williams sweepstakes, 51-27. Hold the fluff up. How did this happen? JJ McCarthy versus Drake May. Drake May did not have a good game. Wait, hold up. But JJ McCarthy only threw 2 touchdowns. Okay. That is a interesting. 3 interceptions definitely does not help. Draft day. Oh, I don't think I've done this many drafts in one video before, but you know what? It works. It works because it works. That's pretty much how it works. All right. Browns didn't take a quarterback. That's good. First quarterback off the board is not in the first 11 picks. The first quarterback off the board isn't until the 32nd pick in the first round by the Cowboys. That is actually insane. So the first quarterback is first round 32nd pick. The second quarterback isn't until like later on in the second round, almost third round. Wow. We finally found our situation where quarterbacks are not taken inside the first round pretty much. Okay, it only took like 5 years or maybe I think it's like 6, 7 years. How many years are we in this franchise? 6, 7 years? What took like 6, 7 years for that to happen? Solid 36 minutes into this video, and we finally are at a point where I actually am kind of surprised by the scenario. Yeah, that's actually kind of insanely crazy for no reason. All right, let's just see how this goes then. Because now teams are not having to worry about quarterback. Because there's plenty out there. Anyone want a quarterback? Dime a dozen. Oh man. All right. Let's just see. I try not to make my videos an hour long, but whenever you do these like rebuilds or these franchise video ideas, I feel like they have to be this long. I mean, you can't. I could cut this up and like chop it up, but I feel like it's a natural transition of going through these and seeing this. It's always fun. All right, let's go to the playoffs here. Come on, EA. Give my Cleveland Brownies a chance, even though I'm a Bengals fan. But I want the Brownies to have a chance here, man. They've been getting crapped on a lot in this video. They haven't made the playoffs one time in this video so far, and they will not be doing it again. Okay. Well, at least they're sticking with the quarterback. Sticking with their guy. But... oh, man. I think I'm going to do one more draft. And call it quits. Because at this point, I think we're very clearly in the situation where, there's a couple rumored doomsdays on teams. But I do want to look at the rosters after this real fast. So now we're at a point where we're seeing the whole entire MVP race is pretty much the rookie quarterbacks. Oh, I love it. All right, so let's look at rosters. So Bears. Okay, got a couple good guys. The Bengals still do not have. I mean, I guess these guys are still rookie quarter. Like they don't have like the major guys at least. Even I guess. Yeah. I did not realize the Browns had 2 Caleb Williams. The Bucks have 2. Bro, to have one on like as a backup just in case. And Patrick Mahomes, by the way, where did Patrick Mahomes go? I completely missed that whole saga. Patrick Mahomes is on the Jags. Okay, that kind of makes a little bit more sense of why he is going. Ravens still got Lamar. But they do got Michael Penix, so they got the backup just in case situations happen and they need to, get through the system here. Okay. I mean, for the most part, outside of the Blake Corum Ravens saga, which he's still in 89, but now he's getting kind of older. He's 28, man. So he's kind of falling off and no one likes him anymore. And now there's like the Packers one who's 26, who still has a chance. Who still has a chance to be great because, you know, he's younger and it's all about age, man. That's all what it's about. It's about age at this point. We're all ageist in this situation. I mean, they didn't like actually. The amount of Brock Bowers is insane. See, like quarterbacks, there's only one quarterback on the team, but like for other players, there's multiple players on teams. So they could, theoretically speaking, you could have like you have multiple receivers, right? You have multiples of every single position, except for quarterbacks. So theoretically speaking, you could really stack up on like Brock Bowers. You know, you can go with like a 3 Brock Bowers slip out there, go crazy and have 6 Brock Bowers at receivers. It's possible, man. Ravens Lions Super Bowl. Okay. And that's going to be Lions win ahead and got destroyed. Wow. So Lamar Jackson, given the circumstance that every single team is going through with all these new, you know, clone quarterbacks, Lamar still won the Super Bowl against all odds. He, is there like a Star Wars movie like Revenge of the Clones or something? Or the Jedi Strikes Back? Like there's a situation there where they could actually make that work. Caleb goes to the Giants. Okay, we got Jaden Daniels to the Bills. So Josh Allen, count your weenies because it's about to hatch. What did I even just say out loud? JJ McCarthy, okay. Yeah. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Very weird video idea. But again, like I said, I just thought about this for no reason. And I decided, let's roll with it. Same draft class for a billion gazillion years. Peace out, guys.